Hi, welcome to Threads FlossTube number 70. Thank you so much for joining me today. Today I'm going to continue with my series of introducing you to the projects that are coming in my forthcoming book, Frisian Whitework, Dutch Embroidery from Friesland, and today I will have a cushion to show you. But I also wanted to talk to you about something that's happened in Australia in the last few days, and that is that Facebook has removed Australia's access to news services through Facebook. So that means that we used to be able to get updates from the Sydney Morning Herald, which is a large newspaper, from ABC TV, which is a TV station. It's the national broadcaster. We used to get those sorts of things. We used to be able to get those sorts of things flowing through to us in our Facebook feed. And due to a disagreement with the Australian government and Facebook, and I'm not going to say who's right, I have no idea the ins and outs of all of this, and I'm sure there are reasons why they both have good points, but we no longer have access to these things because Facebook has removed it. And in getting rid of these things, they used a very, very broad brush, and many other websites that we used to be able to access through Facebook have gone as well. So the Bureau of Meteorology, which is Australia's weather forecasting service, they, at the time, it may have been reinstated by now, they were not able to put out their information by Facebook because Facebook had deleted all of their posts and was not allowing them to post. There were many other businesses as well that were unable to, so charities and things like that, many of them were not able to use their Facebook pages anymore, and all of their posts were removed. The other thing that it meant was Australia's public broadcaster, the ABC, which broadcasts emergency information, such as if there is a cyclone or a hurricane coming. They will broadcast information for the safety of the people in the area that they are broadcasting to. So if you need to evacuate, they will tell you that you need to do this. If you need to just be on alert, they will let you know that. So in a place like Australia where we do have cyclones, we do have bushfires, it's really important that that information is able to be gotten out to us. And at the moment, the ABC cannot do that. So it just made me think about what life would be like for me if I was not able to use Facebook to reach you, my audience. Now, I know a lot of you are alerted to the fact that I have a new video on YouTube through Facebook or Instagram. And that's how you know that Yvette's got a new video out. So I'll go and look at it because you see the post on Facebook. It may be that one day I no longer am able to do that anymore. For whatever reason, it may be a mistake, it may be quite deliberate, I don't know. But it made me think, well, how would I get the message out to you? And that's where subscribing to my YouTube channel comes in really handy, because if you subscribe to this channel, you will automatically be notified when I've got a new video up. And the other thing that you could also do, as well as subscribing, is subscribe to my blog. And that will mean that each blog post that I do comes through to your email and lets you know that I've got a new blog post there, and you can read it there in your email. So all of my videos I put them up on my blog, and I also discuss other things at times on my blog, and it's a way that I have that I can communicate with you. So I really would appreciate it if you would both subscribe to my YouTube channel and to my blog, because one day we may not be able to rely on Facebook anymore. It may never happen with Facebook, but there's a really good chance that one day they might get stroppy and it might happen. So yeah, it was just something that I really thought about yesterday and thought me relying on Facebook to speak to you is actually a really dangerous thing to do. So, thank you for that little bit of housekeeping. I'm now going to move on to showing you the next project from the book. So today what I have is the square cushion. This has a band of Frisian embroidery down the centre of it, and it's worked on 28 count linen with London dairy linen thread as before, as for many of the other projects. And it's got some interesting stitches on this one. This one's got buttonhole eyelets as well as 6 thread eyelets, and so there's many of them. If you're not used to working them, you get really good at it. There's lots of satin stitch. There is also, what's this one? I think it was a cable stitch. No, not cable stitch. I can't remember. I'll figure it out and I'll put it up on the screen as words. And then down the side here, we've got single feather stitch. And so this just shows you how a band of embroidery can be used on something like a cushion. So if you didn't like this band of embroidery, you could say choose one of the other ones in the book and work it on here instead. You could do this one and then you could do another one to go with it, which has a different band of embroidery on it. So it's just to help you get thinking about the things that you could do with this style of embroidery. The back of this cushion has a lovely linen fabric on the back, and then there's down the bottom the zip opening so that you can put your cushion insert in. The corners have a rounded corner. I just find it's really so much easier to make a cushion with a rounded corner than with a pointed corner, because putting what's that called, piping around the edge of a pointed corner is quite difficult. Going around the corner is so much easier. So in the on the pattern sheets for this book, there is a corner cutting guide which has the shape of that corner so that you can put it on your square corner and curve it off and be able to make the same sort of corner as is there. So that's the cushion for today. It's about, I think it's about 40 centimeters square, which that's probably 16 inches-ish. And it's a really nice plump cushion. I don't know if you've ever made cushions before, but one of the things that I was always advised was that if you have, say, a 35 centimeter cushion, put a 40 centimeter cushion insert into it, and that'll make it really nice and plump. If you put a 35 centimeter cushion insert into it, it just won't have the same voluminousness to it. So that's just a little tip. Always go for the next size up for your cushion insert, and it might feel like you're really squishing it in there to get it in there, but it will end up being a much more rounded, happier looking cushion than something that looks half filled. I tend to use cushions that have a dacron filling, which is a synthetic filling. Some people like what's it called, feather filling or down filling. I prefer to have the dacron. It does flatten over time, but it requires much less plumping up than a feather filling does. If that's what you prefer though, then certainly go ahead and use that. So that's what I have to show you today, and I hope that you will, if you haven't already, subscribe to my YouTube channel and also sign up at my blog for updates from my blog. All of my videos get posted to my blog so that you can always access them that way. Thank you for joining me today, and I will see you next time. Bye.